talked about gold prices yesterday. You talked about the gold market. The gold market's going high. Gold futures are up, 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 up. What does that mean for the man on the street? That's what we're going to be talking about next with Mike Casey, who actually went onto the street. Get those answers.
What my opinion is, I think only 25% has been sold. I think 75% of goods are still out there.
What do we talk about? What sort of jewelry do you tend to see, and what sort of products do you see coming through your door?
Well, immediately when gold shot up, you started to see all the undesirable jewelry. When gold went up to 17, 18, and 1900, that's when they started bringing in the nicer jewelry because it held its.
We're talking, you know, crafted necklaces and jewels, brooches, what sort of stuff? That sort of stuff.
Rings, engagement rings.
Yeah. Wow.
A lot of single women, after getting divorced or separated, have come in to sell their jewelry as well.
And there you go, Michael Casey, author of the new book, The Unfair Trade. There's an excerpt on it on WSJ.com. You can catch that, go to the website and read that one. But we have the author with us right now, Mike Casey. That was practically almost right outside this building.
That's our
right?
neighborhood. Yeah, yeah. Right, it's right there. In fact, that just walking down that street every day, as I do from Grand Central on the way to the office, was the inspiration for a section of the book, which is what we then tried to sort of recover in that video segment there. And that is that area of the universe, if you like, sits at what I consider to be, it certainly did a year or so ago, at the nexus between an inflationary reality in commodities and this fear of inflation that is rampant in many parts of the investing populace, and the reality of deflation and unemployment that exists in this country. Because those two forces together create an ideal trading opportunity for a guy in gold, right? Because you've got people who are desperate for cash, unemployed, recently divorced people and so forth, who really are struggling in this environment, bringing in their, out of desperation, their jewelry, their keepsakes, handing them over to these guys who then on the other side are able to sell them to refiners who are keen to pick it up, melt these things out of existence and put them into 24-ounce bars of gold stored in a vault somewhere. It's not a very kind of happy environment, but it is a reality of the kind of misplaced economic forces at work in our global economy at the moment.
I mean, it is extraordinary. It's funny, I have to say, my wife and I actually sold some gold a couple of months ago. Look, the prices go up so much. Figure we're not, and we got a ton of money for it. We're not in desperate straits. I don't want anyone to worry. No, it's okay. It's all okay. But I mean, we did, took advantage of the prices. The prices are very, very high. So you kind of see a little benefit of it. But you're right. In most cases, these are people. I mean, I thought to me, the most interesting thing out of that clip was when the guy talked about engagement rings. People selling engagement rings. I mean, you would think that's a very, when you talk about the family jewels, you're talking about very dear things to people. And because most people, they're just getting whipsawed around, we don't really have control over these situations. What do? You do what you can. Gold, they always say, gold's one of the things you sell what you can. When you can't sell what you want to sell, you sell. Gold's one of them. Yeah, I mean, it's just, I think it just really speaks to, though, the divergences, right? Because these are people who really need cash. We've actually seen gold come off. I mean, gold, as we know, got as high as $1,900 an ounce in September last year. And this was on the back of, QE3, the quantitative easing that the Fed was doing, and really leading people to fear that the dollar was being debased and they needed something hard to hold on to. You see a little chart there, gold, 1560 now, so it has come down a lot.
And then what's happened is that people have started to realize, both investors as well, are doing the same thing that these guys with their engagement are saying, you know what, I really need cash. This is kind of ironic, right? I mean, when things really get bad, we're like, well, we really need cash. And we get back to the dollar. The thing that the gold bugs will tell us is just being debased and destroyed. But the reality is people need liquidity. They need a way out of this. The other thing, though, is that there is a very good reason why gold has risen as high as it is, and that is that there is a severe lack of confidence in the capacity of our policy leaders to manage the crises we're in. And traditionally, gold has proven to be a store of value in these times. I mean, going right back to the way that Jews who escaped the Holocaust would smuggle gold out, or even Vietnamese fleeing Vietnam. Any moment of crisis, people turn to gold as a way to get out of it.
You look at gold, and we have to wrap it up here. I mean, look at gold right now. Gold is acting like a safe haven and a risk asset, and I think that's part of why it's amazing.
It reflects the confusion and the lack of any clarity in the policy outlook, and it really shows how much the Fed, for example, which is in the middle of this, is really in a big bind.
Yeah, that's where we have to leave it. Mike Casey will be back with us on Monday. Another installment of the unfair trade. Everyone, watch out for that one.